presented by USAA Insurance. They make it easy to insure your stuff like rigs and gear, and they have your back. Call of Duty League is brought to you by T-Mobile. T-Mobile is the shot caller in 5G. Lead the game from the lobby to the last push with America's largest, fastest, and now most reliable 5G network.
Ladies and gentlemen, the final day of the Minnesota home series really gets going now, because it's time to get into our first match, and it is going to be an absolute delight. We've got ourselves the LA Thieves, we've got ourselves Paris Legion waiting in the wings, ready to rock and roll and put on a show for all of you. And boy, the LA Thieves put on a show the other day against the Atlanta FaZe players. Woo! It was a crazy one, but myself and Chance, we are ready to get into this one. Very excited. We're both wearing our purple flannel. We are truly appropriately dressed for the final day of the Minnesota home series. And if you are over in Patrick McGovern's pub right now in St. Paul and you watch this one, hello! We hope you're enjoying the show and having a great time. And also, you know, having a drink or two, because I know we would as well. Chance, how you doing, brother? We've got a nice games ahead of us. Very excited to get into this.
I'm doing all right. Like, when Minnesota Røkkr says large, they definitely mean it. I feel like I'm wearing a poncho at the moment, but I don't know if you've seen the schedule, Miles. The matches we have today are about as good as it gets, so I just want to get right into it. The faster we get to the gameplay, the happier I'm going to be.
Oh, let's make Chance happy, shall we? Let's do what we can to keep a smile on that face. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the first team in our first matchup of the day, the LA Thieves. The LA Thieves, again, strength to strength seems to be the phrase that I keep throwing their way, and with damn good reason. For Kenny, Drazah, John, and Slasher, that showing they gave us against Atlanta FaZe was something truly to behold. What an incredible series it was. Can they continue that excitement, that fury, the ferocity, truly, against Paris Legion today? Again, the 2 winning streak was cut short there by FaZe. There's a chance now to start it up all over again. Chance, how are we feeling about the Thieves?
Honestly, feeling pretty fantastic for them, right? Like, it's a team, when you look at them, there still seems to be a fair bit of room for improvement. And if there's room to improve and you're going toe-to-toe with the best team in the world, that is a good spot to be in. Admittedly, time is running out. We are fast approaching playoffs this year, so they got to get right to it. Make sure that they get those improvements out straight out of the gate. And in my mind, for those guys, they want to make sure they get a 3 over Paris and just take care of business today.
3-0 over Paris. We'll see if they can get it done. Not going to be an easy task whatsoever. We'll now get ready to put our hands together for the other opponent in this matchup. You've already met the Thieves. Now it's time to meet Paris Legion.
Wonderful start here for Paris Legion. Paris Legion just about pushed that player off the hard point.
Can they clutch up and go big?
Classic just being aggressive in the lane.
Temp just takes them to Pound Town. What a play from Temp.
Here comes Aqua from the top rope.
Oh, Paris Legion, get it done. Paris Legion again with Major 5 seemingly moments away. Any opportunity to get good practice under their belts is a fantastic one. Scraps, Zaptius, Aqua, and Temp. Chance, how are we feeling about the boys coming into this matchup today?
I mean, feeling like they're just in a tough spot, right? I think these guys just have like the mental battle they're working with. I think it was yesterday when we found out officially not going to be able to make playoffs. So it is that refocus, focus on that 5th major and just try to end the year on a positive note. But as far as the series goes, their key to winning this matchup against the Thieves, search and destroy is going to be the biggest factor. They were on point with it throughout stage 4. Like, even through the regular split, they had one of the best records in the game mode, but their first bloods have taken a complete dive off of a cliff throughout stage 5 so far, so definitely need to bounce back in that regard. And also, they have not been strong in hardpoint, especially not straight off the rip. It's both on rate for like the P1. Their opening breaks have not been strong, as well as just game 1s in general they have struggled on. So if they can set the tone, come right out of the gate, get a nice hardpoint win, their search and destroy has been strong and they have a ton of potential in the series. But you gotta have that first good win first.
Oh, for those who pay attention, spoiler alert, that means raid hardpoint is going to be map number 1. We'll get to that in just a moment though, as the players get themselves warmed up and ready to rock and roll. Chance on the other side of the board, what are the game fuel keys to victories for Los Angeles Thieves?
I mean, effectively, their entire game plan, I think, is just getting John back in the swing of things, right? Like, he had some great moments against New York, really throughout the start of Stage 5, but I think, Miles, what you called it was the baptism by fire when you have to go against Simp and aBeZy as that SMG duo, and I think that is very much a wake-up call for John. By far the best competition he has had to face in a few years, so now that he's seen that, I'm looking for him to, like, be like, oh, okay, this is how I need to play from now on, and really start to incrementally improving his game. Specific to the team though, raid hardpoint has not been a good map for this team at all. It is just like the middle portion of the map, like all those rotations where you can like string some hills together. These have really struggled. Obviously that is with many different rosters throughout the course of the year, but maybe with John they can start to bring something together. Especially, I mean, he was pretty good at Black Ops 2 back in the day.
Well, it's a good thing he was pretty good at Black Ops 2 back in the day, because you are getting a triple dose of raid, friends, all the way up until map 3. After that, we're going to Apocalypse and a Moscow Search and Destroy. Should we have to go to that game 5 again, we saw that very exciting map versus Atlanta FaZe. The LA Thieves managed to win that round 11 on Moscow Search and Destroy. Game 5 if we need it. But otherwise, friends, buckle up and get ready for the raid show, because hardpoint is just around the corner. We're almost ready to start this matchup, and it's going to be a fun one. There's no doubt about it. Wherever you are in the world, wherever you're doing, whether you're at Patrick McGovern's pub over in St. Paul right now, at the Minnesota Rock Watch Party, or if you're at home, or if you're on the toilet, or frankly, wherever you are in the world, because I tell you what, with these mobile devices these days and how good 5G is, you can just about watch the Call of Duty anywhere. Here we go, Chance. Raid hardpoint, map number 1. Let's get it.
Oh, and I mean, again, the entire focus point for me is going to be John, just to like have an eye on him throughout the entire series, just because of how good all of his teammates have been, right? Kenny's been balling out. Drazah has just been completely absurd with any weapon you get in the man's hands, and even Slash has been clutching up. So they are very much a team that almost has all the puzzle pieces in place. They're just looking to solve the thing towards the end, but hey, to the opening break we go. This is what PaulEhx needs to have strong start on, and maybe the flank will pay off for him as Temp. It will find at least one.
Felt like my old man shout with a cloud moment there, but an interesting start nonetheless. We're going to see the nades land and the contest continuing for this first hard point, and after all the smoke and gunshots have cleared, it is going to be PaulEhx Legion in position. LA Thieves now with that clean push through mid-map. 3 players cleaning it up. The trades are going to be on point. Temp will be able to slow down the push as pressure from the hard point seems to have, well, it's waned a little bit as we are now moving over towards that kitchen. Eyes on the second.
And eyes on the second indeed. A couple players back here. I mean, Drazah's trying to make that hero play. Meanwhile, PaulEhx actually locking down the time. Tempo gets terrible timing, and Drazah turns it into 2. Good news for PaulEhx, though. There are at least 3 of those players are still going to have spawns for old, and maybe an opportunity for Zaptius to make a play towards the middle of the map. Thieves, though, pouring all the pressure towards back laundry. We saw them have this set up repeatedly against FaZe on raid. Someone's sliding across, someone's being that bait. Well, they get punished against FaZe. They get punished once again. That is a clean 4 down for the PaulEhx Legion.
It's a delightful start from Scraps. 7-1, currently in a 4 spree. You can see that top right-hand side of the screen. His stats have been splayed across. He's looking great so far. Now 20-point lead for PaulEhx Legion, as Kitchen is being very kind to them. Rizian food, of course, some of the finest in the world. A lot of butter. Somehow, everyone keeps skinny. How is that possible? We'll never know. But the kills now, as the LA Thieves make their way forward slowly but surely. Nice trades either way for both squads. But Temp, he's on any trades. He's going to take that 2-piece. The hard point still remains in the hands of PaulEhx Legion. 20 seconds left.
And 20 seconds is a ton of time to try to find some of these kills on rotation. Temp has the first that falls right in front of him, but Slasher is there for the help to keep Kenny alive just for the moment. You expect Kenny to die at some point, but no, he's playing that finesse game strong, and Thieves should be poised and set up on this rotation. You get all the pressure you want, and well, it is the moment when the hill pops. They're going to be down by about 50 points. You get a full 60 here, you are right back into this game, but PaulEhx Legion finding quite a few of those entry kills.
Yeah, good entry kills. Here comes the push, though. John's on the flank. If he gets there fast, he may be able to save his teammates from the push. Here comes the first one to Aqua, clean kills. They need to save his teammates. They did a great job there, as the LA Thieves have cleaned the hard point, and they will continue to sit in this one. A bit of a flat start for them, it has to be said, in that opening first and second. Chance, you called it there for PaulEhx. That first hard point, pretty good for them. Still second as well, locked in, yet to make the break here on third. LA Thieves still in control. We're staying on board with John. We will have to start thinking about that push over towards basketball. The next rotation almost underway, but PaLEhx, mid-map presence, all theirs.
And this is one of the interesting moments for the game, right? If PaLEhx normally has those bad opening breaks, well, they're on point right from the get-go. That's what they needed. What the Thieves need now is it is the middle hills where they have struggled. That comes to chaining the hard points. That is these big rotations across the map, and it is 3 players ready to go. And then they walk straight into a crossfire, and Temp is there for 2. So there's a lot of coordination issues for the Thieves anytime they're around back kitchen, back jungle. It seems like they get picked apart, but now they reset, go once again. It looks like the triple stack in kitchen's gonna be the play, and Temp and Aqua there to meet them, and they cut them down once again.
Once again, PaLEhx Legion holding the line, finding those kills, whether it's a crossfire or the kill box. They're doing a great job. So far, so good. Let's have a quick listen now to the in-game comms. Let's go for an Astro Gaming listen in with PaLEhx Legion.
He's one shot, he's 3. Too money, left 2.
You're good.
When you
rock
got one, another one there. Small lodge, one small lodge. Nice, good job. One small lodge, I'll do pillar,
They're all spawn ring.
I'm back kitchen.
Player kills. I got one.
Nice, good shit. I'll pick out bros.
I'm about to help you.
I'm gonna keep pillars,
I guys still spawned out.
Yep. Pillar.
I clear water.
Keep it up.
Another one. Behind me, kitchen. I'm pillar.
You can be
spawning on me, right?
Yeah.
Money.
I'm right.
Got the money.
In kitchen, one shot down.
Hey,
in kitchen down.
I'm right.
I'm
trying to get kitchen.
I
pitch this guy kitchen.
Pillars.
Zap. One shot. Zap. Pitch this guy kitchen.
I'm waiting for you kitchen. I'm waiting for you kitchen. Hey, pillars. Right side pillars. One side
Pillars.
Hey, I'll leave you kitchen.
I pillars.
Yeah.
I got your water. I have your water.
Yeah, I have kitchen. They're flashing me.
I have your pillars. I'm trying to help you pillars.
In kitchen, bro. I got naded. In kitchen,
Kitchen up, kitchen dead.
I'll get pillars. I'll get pillars.
Kitchen again.
Ring. One shot pillars. One shot pillars. One shot pillars.
Yeah, and top ring. You want to go launch?
I'm gonna go launch. Yeah.
One piece
Big trees, Zach. Big trees.
I'll help you. I got you. Zig not weak.
I might put you too late.
Zig on him. Needs help.
There's 2 Zig. Nice. One lodge.
I can help you in a second. Make a push you. I can help you.
Nice.
Right that time, Donnie.
We spawn our. Yeah, we'll get
oh, yellow lambo. Be kitchen.
Yellow lambo. Bottom right.
What can we kitchen?
Ready, go. Top part. I'm playing top part.
One's a kitchen.
I'm cruising. Guys, spawn on me somewhere.
One's a kitchen on me.
You need chow.
He's one shot, guys.
Hey,
one's
a top
one's a kitchen.
Hey, I'm gonna use laundry. Yeah, 3 laundry. 3 pillars. Yeah, one's out of right corner. On the stairs up.
Yeah, I'm one shot.
I need to stay down.
Top.
Black weak.
My fault, friends. It was, of course, the LA Thieves. And oh boy, do they sound good right now, Chance. So an X-Spree coming out of Drazah there, and now the lead firmly in their hands.
And listening to Thieves comms, it is like a constant stream of information. If they can process all of that, props to them. And well, props to Drazah as well, right? Has a somewhat of an average game throughout the first couple hills, then pops off, goes on an 8 spree, gets fully streaked out, and turns that into a nice little setup on this hill where they break in towards P1. Obviously going to be set up on that rotation for the new hill. Temp's going to be the man taking a long route, but I imagine Thieves going to be aware of it. Looks like Drazah's sniffed him out. By the way, Scraps on the flip side also putting in some work for his team.
Yeah, he had a great start as well. He was sitting at 7-1 going into the second high point, and now the battle continues as we go into kitchen once again. 9-13 for Zaptio, so not as ideal, but again, decent high point time now going the way of Legion, holding the line now as the most of the members of the Thieves coming in from that money side of the map. This ball's starting to get a little bit lit. Scrap keeps the middle of the map safe. A nice 2-piece going his way once again, Chance. And I will say, man, we're going back and forth. We're going to see the rotation. It's going to be mostly Scraps. Will he be able to hold this one? No. Drazah will slow it down. That could have been huge for PaLEhx, Legion, and Shane. Second into third. But we'll see how they go. 25 seconds left here on kitchen. And it should go the way of PaLEhx.
And I gotta say, I don't know what it is. It was happening in control as well. Anytime the LA Thieves get near the kitchen portion of Raid, they just get completely picked apart. Even Temp to break this hill, I mean, he got the rotations by picking up a 2-piece back tree. So a couple players on PaLEhx popping off, and Thieves, I don't know, just a strange portion of the map for him. But you're going to the hill where you got the full 60 last go around, and right now you're only down by 15 points. So they're certainly set up for the comeback, but of course, that means for PaLEhx, one strong break, and you might be able to run away with the game. Zap and Aqua able to pick up a couple kills in the feed, and they got the close spawns as well. The break is going to be in.
He's in. Still play active. We've got 3 now, 4 members of PaLEhx Legion spawning up back. We're going to see a couple more players hit the front here from LA Thieves. Not a lot of time to play with. over towards the weight side, into the gym, getting the hard work done. Kenny trying to be the opener here. Slasher and Drazah lining up. And Aqua holds the line. Good shot. Scraps finding kills as well. Here comes John from the front. Hem's going to answer to him, and Paris Legion hold the line. Now they move forward. Bit of a journey across the map. You're going to see LA Thieves. They're in the right position now for the next hard point. We'll be able to grab the first few moments of basketball, but chance, that next 12 seconds, it is all going to go to Paris. It's going to put them in a very commanding position. A couple of breaks, maybe one, and they could have map number 1.
Well, it was a couple of hills ago where Temp was taking the long route, and he got the break for his team. He's taking a long route once again, and this time he has Aqua to help him out. Inside spot, though, back on the tree, a tough one to deal with, and well, Aqua couldn't even see him, and Slash is there to pick up those first 2 entry kills. As far as starts to a hold on this hill go, that's as good as it's going to get. And well, now you try to flood through Kitchen. Looks like Thieves, they got the full setup. As long as they continue to block these spawns, they are in a very strong spot to potentially take the lead again.
Yeah, they got to hold it, though. Aqua and Temp still making their way through that pool side of the map. Here comes the push. Kenny on the front. And drops. There's going to be the first kill. The rest of the squad making their way forward. Zaptius now on the entry. Finds one more. Scrap's now got to make the play. Slasher. He drops from the back. It's going to come down to John. It's the new kid on the block, and he gets the kill. Hardpoint remains in the hands of the LA Thieves. There's about 20 seconds remaining on this one. They should be able to get a chance. Again, the lead will possibly change hands. And here come the streaks from Drazah. Early investment from him. Oh, baby. We're going to the center of the map. Back to the tree in the middle. And oh, my word, have we seen enough close hardpoints end out here. Here comes another one for the books.
And this is going to be the streaks getting called right away. I imagine if Paris have the hill, but actually Drazah's looking for the kills, and he's going to find them. Don't need to call him the streaks if he can do it with the gun. And well, you might have ring control, but this hill is not going to be a fun one to break. They are trying to set up the pinch from across the map, but they don't have a lot of time to work with. And John finds the kills over towards steps. Now the flood has to come through the pillar side where Kenny is set up and ready to go. And for Thieves, 2 seconds away, might be able to end it here. John can find the kills, but Paris alive for just one more moment. Right until Drazah gets the dagger, stamp on the game, and Thieves make the comeback to get the 250-230 win.
And it would be Drazah. It really would be him. A sensational map 1 he's already had. Load of kills going his way. We're going to give that best play to John, though. And again, not a bad look from the Thieves. A very flat start. They had what? The first 2 hard points really didn't go their way. A nice comeback, though, again. And has to be said, Paris looking strong in the slaying department. A couple moments here or there, though, where it could have gone their way. Still, though, a close map to start this one off. Paris, they will fall there on raid hardpoint. The Thieves take the lead.
And I would say maybe the strangest idea or theme throughout the game was, again, Thieves. It's a couple times when they're maybe even trying too hard to coordinate with each other when they're over towards kitchen, back jungle, whatever it's going to be. But a few moments where they get picked apart. But outside of that, the garage hill for the most part was on point, and even the P5 just completely locked it down. I think the first go around, Drazah basically lived inside the entire thing for a full 60 seconds, and that's where he got streaked out initially. But solid stuff across the board for the Thieves. Maybe a little bit shaky to start, but hey, you got that first map win, taking care of business.
Win's a win, it counts. I mean, it was a decent 20-point ender there. Could have been more exciting than it was, but hey, not a bad start to the last day here at the Minnesota Røkkr home series. Well, friends, now time for a very quick commercial break. When we come back, we're sticking on raid. We're playing Search and Destroy. We'll see you after this.
The Call of Duty League is presented by the US Army. What's your warrior? Presented by USAA. Getting insurance with USAA is easier than level 1. Learn more at usaa.com/insurance.
Real quick break to get us back into the action, friends. Welcome back to the Call of Duty League. We're ready to roll into map number 2. But before we get into that, we got some stats, we got some love to throw the way of John, again, who's been having a very, very interesting run here in the Call of Duty League. We welcome him back to the professional side of the game. And, mate, not a bad showing chance in that first one. Decent showing there against Atlanta FaZe, you know, not too long ago. But give me some John love, mate. Tell me your thoughts on the man.
I mean, again, I think he's one of the players that has like the most like lethal pressure on the map throughout Call of Duty history. One of the guys that's able to go toe-to-toe against the very best in the world. But obviously he is an incredibly unique case within the Call of Duty community where he just had a hiatus for like a year. And it's been such a long time since we've seen him, but we're now not getting the opportunity to watch him get back in the swing of things. And so far, like, so good for the most part, right? Really solid win coming over the New York Subliners. And yes, they fall short to FaZe, but I mean, across the board, decent record. The control maybe not looking the best, but I'm chalking that up to the fact that they play New York and FaZe. So what are you going to do in control in that regard? So still a lot of wiggle room for improvement, but even from what we saw from game number 1, just a very respectable performance.
Yeah, don't forget that control against FaZe. Smoking hot 3-0. Disgusting. Here we go though, mates. We're into Raid, Search and Destroy now loading up. Players are getting ready to get into this one. Again, we are having a triple dose of Raid. Control will also be on the same map, coming up on that next map. Before we get to that chance, Search and Destroy, you touched upon it in the keys to victory for both teams. It's going to be a big, important one for Paris. We've seen the clutch factor for the LA Thieves on Moscow previously, but how are we seeing this one go down, mate? I mean, a close map 1. How are you feeling about the Search?
But it's honestly pretty much up to Paris Legion at this point. It's very tough to make the read because throughout Stage 4, S&D was their bread and butter. Again, second overall throughout Stage 4 in terms of like first blood percentage. And this is where they were getting all of their wins. It has not been the case, though, in Stage 5. But admittedly, they had to play in Chicago and Atlanta for their first 2 matches. So the stats are never going to look too sweet. So maybe the LA Thieves is a team they're going to be able to try to take more advantage of as the triple stack over towards B commences. And Kenny, for the moment, the lone defender.
Hello. Nice angle to be spotting 2 players cross over towards the bomb site there. And across the stairwells, there is a very good chance the play is on. Here comes the attackers, though. But aBeZy, nice awareness. Going to get that first blood. Drazah's out. Kenny manages to catch Røkkr slipping. Scraps, though, looking now get that vengeance. Here he goes forward into the tiki spot he has. Kenny, will he check this corner as he YYs furiously on the other side of the board? Scraps, bomb in hand, playing very slowly and sensibly. Here comes the gunfight. Kenny's now received reinforcements. Temdo's making this a 2v2. Scraps wins the fight, and all of a sudden, it's on Slasher in a 1v2 situation, makes it a 1v1, but where is Temp? He's right behind him. Legion will get the round.
And just nice plays from the island man as well. I mean, Temp, we talked about like the triple hit over towards B. Temp is the guy that did not go with him, and well, gets the best play towards the end. Catches a player towards the middle of the map, and obviously there for the final kill as well. So just great decision making from your island player. And I will, just for the sake of being critical, a little bit strange to see Drazah get first blooded when Kenny had to have called out that they had pressure pool steps, and he's just a little bit busy looking towards Zig. But either way, just a nice first round for Paris to try to get some momentum back on their side.
Could have been a tiny moment of miscommunication in Call of Duty, a game of pixels and inches and milliseconds. Quite a broad spread now for the LA Thieves on the attack as they make their way forward. They're playing very slowly, checking every single corner, knows full well that the LA Thieves have been able to get in towards that ringside. He does have aBeZy watching their cross through middle, but again, if they hit that backside of the ring, they may go unnoticed. Mid we go. Kenny with a flash check. Røkkr will get that first blood. That makes the B side of the map save. Oh my god, Drazah almost managed to stay alive, but oh my goodness, like that. 3 members of the LA Thieves have dropped. It's a 4v1, and John now in, let's face it, a very difficult situation chance.
Let's see if he can make any magic happen, but by the looks of it, yeah, he's just going to get hunted down immediately. I mean, Thieves played that straight off the rip. They're just playing for information, right? Spread across the map. Probably don't have any trophies that they're working with yet, but that was the first blood that comes through. Røkkr finds the pick, and the setup from Paris Legion was just super clean, right? 1 player towards the middle of the map. That was aBeZy watching the cross. He's feeding that information to Temp, who's playing top laundry, and basically it's just a matter of the setup being too strong and the passive opening break from the Thieves just allowing Paris to get exactly where they wanted to be on the map. Trophies abound, though, for this 3rd round, and They're switching things up pretty quickly. It wasn't a B hit the first go around this time. Everyone strong towards A. No time wasted.
A lot of damage dealt. John's going to slow down the players. Managed to get the kill on the attempt. Stop the spree. Lands the second one as well. The defensive run here from the LA Thieves has been a delight, and it's all on the scraps. They've got eyes on. They know exactly where he is, and Kenny has the gunny, and that is going to be an easy round. LA Thieves get themselves back on the board as Paris. Aggression may be a little too much for them.
That's just trades on trades on trades. I mean, I think in this moment, if Aqua maybe doesn't challenge out towards John, he could have been okay. But at the same time, player in kitchen, maybe he was just dead to rights. But nice little attempt there for Paris. Try to get aggressive over on the point. But unfortunate for them, Thieves aggressive as well towards the middle of the map. And just there to meet the head-smashing play. Thieves back on the attack. And again, they should have more trophies at this point at their disposal. Working towards B. Now it'll be up to Aqua, the lone man on the defensive end.
2 up, 2 down on the push towards B. Here we go. Nades there. Nice concerted effort, but the trophies are going to save the day on the inside of Tiki. Here we go, though. Aqua's Krig is going to be up next. Nice nades once again, but trophies everywhere right now. Nothing is managing to make it through the air. Bar those bullets. Nice first blood. Oh, look at this re-challenge. Aqua's feeling fearless. John up close. Nice kill there on his aBeZy. Aqua stays alive, though. 2 in the round alone. John on a 3 spree. Can he keep it going now in this 1v3? Better make it a 1v2. And there we go. The crossfire comes through. Paris with the positional advantage. We have 3-1 here in the search.
And some very confident challenges as well. I mean, Aqua in this moment, he was getting tagged up. Hadn't even healed. And it's one thing just to challenge Kenny to get the first blood, but then to mantle up like that, that was a call from Paris Legion to have to imagine of, hey, just swarm the point. We're coming on the flank, or at least through pull steps. Let's make things a little bit interesting. And hey, the play call ended up being perfect. That is a dominant round coming out from Paris. A few more in a row in a sizable lead form. And even on offense, they've been switching things up already. This time back towards A. Maybe not as aggressive as last time, or maybe exactly as aggressive as last time. And leaning towards the middle of the map as well, so they don't have any fear in their hearts. And they have dominated the middle of the map. What a ballsy play call.
Big difference to LA Thieves. They didn't match that aggression. They didn't get their subs into the mid-map fast enough. With that, though, that slower approach is actually working out. 3v2 now. aBeZy and Temp, the some machine guns for Paris Legion have to back on up. Those 3 members of the LA Thieves now turtled up in kitchen. Kenny, nice timing. Catches one on the cross. aBeZy gets a couple of bullets for his troubles, but the Thieves roaming as a pack right now. Looking to gun down Temp, will get it done. aBeZy the 1v3. There's no way the Thieves let this go. aBeZy, he comes around the corner and he finds 3 boys in the back of kitchen doing a photo shoot. A nice round there from the Thieves.
I mean, some say photo shoot, some say he took a gander at just a straight-up firing squad. But, I mean, either way, as far as first bloods go, the strat from Paris Legion was, like, on point. You bully it out, you catch a player in the kitchen, but I think that might be a moment where you can just recoup, play in some corners, heal up, and maybe think about a different idea. But they try to force it through, and a couple gunfights just don't go their way, especially when we end up dropping the bomb over towards Zig, the players that have already made it towards kitchen. That is a fair ways away to go to wrap back. Once again, Temp, the island player on the defensive end. And this is where Thieves are going. But you talk about the aggression, Paris Legion. I mean, this is a potential triple flank coming through in aBeZy. That timing almost was perfect. But the timing for Scraps is he finds 2, opens things up. The trades are in, the flanks are through. And Paris Legion catching them with their pants down.
That last sort of string of plays was truly a thing of beauty, not only for the teams, you know, and how well both teams are trading out now. Comms are great, but also shout out the observers. Caught almost every single moment there. Glorious little spree. 4-2 now to Paris here on Raid. They may have had the advantage early on in the hard point here on Raid a moment ago, but now, shoes on the other foot. Will they hold on to it, though? That's the question. I like this aggression chance. Like, we're throwing caution, caution to the wind, and we are gunning for it. Once again, 3 players now have made their way through ring. Slasher posts up at the back. Scraps cuts him down immediately. There it is. You now have the man advantage, Paris Legion. What will you do with it?
I mean, again, as long as they just take their time and reposition, they got control of everything you want. You get the setup towards back jungle. You're not obligated at all to fly out and push this. But Thieves, this is where they're stacking up. Back kitchen. This is the spot of the map where things get weird for them. And I think because of the nade, they have to back down immediately. Paris Legion not even playing the bomb. They're waiting for these gunfights to come through, and Scraps, he's been playing the corner for such a long time. And I think Thieves finally feeling too much pressure. It is all 3 players getting out of dodge, going on that rotation. And I think, unfortunate for them, they get spotted, but Kenny wins a big one-on-one.
I was going to say, I mean, the way the Thieves have played this, quite literally, thick as thieves, as tight as they possibly could be. Now they start to spread out, and the individual gunfight is going the way of LA. 3v2. Coming up on 30 seconds remaining on this bomb. LA Thieves have to find 2 more kills and get the defuse. Zaptius, top laundry, Scraps to the back. Here they go. Scraps is going to get dropped. Beautiful teamwork once again. Zaptius from up high gets the first kill. Dips on out. John on the chase. There it is from behind. Plenty of time to get the defuse. Kenny will be the man on it, and he had a very important kill in this round. An incredible comeback. And a nice bit of work there from the LA Thieves, with both teams playing this fantastically.
Yeah, I mean, that's straight up getting bailed out by gun skill as well, because it wasn't just the gunfight that Kenny had where we caught the opposite point of view, but even the one from Drazah where he's just like over top of the van hitting the jump shots to find the kills. This has been quite a few rounds in a row with PaulEhx Legion just playing with more confidence, more swagger in their step right off the opening breaks. A couple times they just look to dominate the middle of the map, and even when things like don't work out for them on the opening break, they just go right back at it and have been on point. Maybe just a couple gunfights again. Kenny and Drazah sometimes just do the impressive with the one-on-ones, but I like what I'm seeing from PaulEhx so far.
Yeah, good stuff. And again, a very different looking round so far. There is that opening kill from Kenny. One of the most standout Krigs in the league right now. He's had a fantastic stage. John with a quick plant. Scrap should be able to check this. There it is, though. Heads up play from John to stay alive. Oh, no! Oh, no, that stings. Oh, that was going so well. We've all been there. This now becomes a 2v2. Recovery mode now for the LA Thieves. What can they do, Chance? Less than a minute now to play with. Slasher will grab that bomb. Scraps has got the bomb site completely covered. 8 is wide open, though. We could see the play there develop. Will the Thieves make it happen?
Oh, the biggest problem is they haven't seen Temp this entire round. They know he's the island player, and Temp might end up rotating fairly well, or he might get caught. I don't know what the timing is, but Scrap finds the best one. One shot, gets out with his life, and he's still haven't seen Temp. So Kenny's one shot, basically in a kill box, and Temp is there to find the kills. I mean, they took the gift from John. Probably the most impactful play of the round was just the self-nade. That's unfortunate, but PaulEhx Legion will take what they can get. Made the best out of it, and hey, you got a 5-3 lead. They are playing impeccably well so far on raid.
That's a lovely raid search, but you're right. The most impactful kill of the round has to be, sadly, John on himself. That is going to be one that they'll be kicking themselves over, but the mistake that can easily be fixed in the future going forward. But that is a rough one. Let's see how we go, though. Now, map point, PaulEhx Legion. Thieves need 3 straight. Pull it back. Oh, my word. See what PaulEhx have got now on offense, Chance. Let's get it.
I think they went to B the very first round they had since then, dominated the middle of the map, and I guess for the moment, they might be spreading the map and playing for picks. Zap dodging the information. He doesn't get stunned, so obviously you expect maybe someone to play around Zig, or maybe the stun comes through, so they have the idea, but PaulEhx Legion effectively just setting up a trap, what it looks like on offense, and you already have Scraps pushed out towards ring. This is a decent map presence. PaulEhx has the opportunity for someone to find that first blood. That's what PaulEhx Legion is waiting for.
Tense moment. Zaptius commits to it. Flying, firing through the wall. Both Drazah and John, they do manage to get enough damage to find at least Zaptius, and that's good for now. First blood. Mid-map covered. Bomb recovery that I don't think the LA Thieves would have heard. Temp's going to remain mid-map, and here we go. A pack of Thieves. Draws back laundry. Scraps saw him. Boys are coming! And here they come. John, though, has managed to make his way through the front. A big win from Temp. Kenny now making his way forward. There's the kill on Scraps. Temp being the last player left alive, and oh man, he's hurt. Still 3 members of the LA Thieves to work with. The firing squad is there. They gun him down, and they stay alive for one more round.
And I think that's just another... We had a similar one early on, right, for PaulEhx, where they get the first blood towards the middle of the map and then just, like, sort of overcommit. I think sort of the same thing in that situation. You get a couple players, like, they get that ring control. I think Temp was even able to, like, basically get to back laundry, and then your bomb carrier dies over towards Zig, and it just costs you so much time in the round before you have to wrap back around. I think that's just a moment for PaulEhx that, hey, you got the control of the site. Just walk that bomb on over there and make plays on that side of the map. But either way, teamwork from the Thieves been on point. Team shots always going to be there. They are happy to stack up with each other on the map as they have taken over ring, and Kenny responsible for maybe quite a few things. The flank, potentially the middle of the map as well, and Temp, well, he's giving the call out. The entire team is here.
Old team's here. Semtex doesn't get any damage. Zaptius very vigilantly watching that push through back. Nice kill from Temp there. That was one way to get this going for them. Drazah now out of the equation. Penny very close to death. Here comes John, the assassin, in from behind. Finds the first. The trades are there. Damage dealt. Gets another one. 18 HP. This has been a good round for John. He's got to keep going, though. Here come the next two. Oh, my goodness. You cannot let that happen. John, what a sensational round. And now we've got another round 11.
And that's going to be the ace as well. The ace in a best play and a 1v2 for John. Talk about making up for killing yourself just a few rounds before. And for Paris, my guys, you do not have to stand right on top of each other. I mean, you just got collateral by an SMG for the best play. But hey, John making up for love lost earlier on. Now it's going to be Thieves on the attack for the round 11. And, well, they are going back to the playing for pick strat. Spread the map, try to get that information. Last time we saw a setup like this, it is Paris that came out on top. But, hey, Miles, who knows?
Who knows, mate? You saw John doing a couple of spins there, a couple of pirouettes. The man's feeling himself. Oh, first blood, though. It's going to go to Zaptius. John still with that bomb in hand, playing a little slower. And Thieves now waiting for the opportunity to be had. It's over. The Slasher now on that B side of the map, trying to find the 1v1 against Aquin. If he gets it, it's a much more open bomb site to play with. Ah, they're committing to it. Here we go. He's making the push. Aqua with the damage. Trying to tag those players up. You still have 4 members of Paris Legion up and about. Plenty of map coverage to be had. Thieves, they've crossed the halfway point. Aqua's going to get another kill there on a Slasher. 2v4. Kenny charging forward. Finds another one. John with the coverage over by Money Window, and it's going to be scraps though. And he catches Kenny. Oh my word, the damage there, but not enough to get the kill. As Paris Legion now fan out. Temp on the wide flank, and it's a long and a late one. And we are starting to get to the business end chance. Here we go, 20 seconds. John finds number 4. This is getting tight. 2v2. It's not over yet.
He just doesn't have time. He doesn't have time. He's going to have to plant this bomb. And Temp's going to have the freest kill in the world. Paris Legion taking care of business in the round 11. Certainly got dicey for him, but hey, credit where credit is due. That is just picks across the board. I think it was Zaptius that finds that first blood, and that might be the dagger on the round with Aqua finding that next pick. Paris Legion, the search and destroys, it is crucial for them. In my mind, their path to winning this series, and they take care of business in map number 2 to even up the odds.
Man, they sorely needed that one. I mean, I'm laughing, but I mean, even Scraps his face. He feels it. He's like, what happened in that round 10? We got peace. John got the ace. They almost pulled it back. Zaptius with a crucial first blood there in the round 11. That was an absolute game changer. And after that, it was pick after pick. It was kill after kill, and going completely untraded. Unbelievable. Good job, though, to Paris Legion. Both Temp and Zaptius, nice games out of them. Temp 10 and 5, Zap 10 and 8. Love to see that one. A very, very sorely needed map there for Paris Legion. And Chance, that was a fun one, mate. I'm not gonna lie. That got the heart rate going. Could have gone either way there in the final round, but woo! And we got ourselves a series on our hands, my friend.
You might be right. And again, for the more astute viewers, if you were paying attention to those first bloods, that was 8 for Paris Legion and only 3 from the side of the Thieves. That was almost every single round. Paris was the team playing with more confidence, and I think it showed towards the end. Even if you're too confident, triple challenge on and stacking up for him and give him the opportunity for the big play. But you get the first blood to win the surge. That is exactly what Paris needed to do.
We'll take a look now at our US Army tactical play. It's going to be round 6. We're giving this one a scraps. He had a fantastic couple of kills, and he did a good job in the hard point as well. But Chance, walk us through this one, mate. This was a fun search for sure.
Well, I mean, for one, we are robbing John a little bit of the tactical play, but hey, it's because you got to get the win in the round 11 to make it happen. But this is just another one of those like hyper-aggressive play calls from Paris. They dominated the middle of the map for like the first half of the game, and it was another opportunity where they had 3 players going on the flank. You let a man get towards the driveway, and again, Thieves just caught completely off guard, completely unaware, and well, that was one of the 6 rounds Paris needed.
Yep, those opening kills from scraps, huge stuff. But there we go, pals. We're tied up 1-1, and that means we are guaranteed to see that Apocalypse hard point for map 4. Before we get to that, though, it's a quick commercial break. When we return, we're still on raid. We're playing Control. See you after the break.
Seany, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Seany Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting seany.com/gaming. Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Call of Duty League is brought to you by T-Mobile. T-Mobile is the shot caller in 5G. Lead the game from the lobby to the last push with America's largest, fastest, and now most reliable 5G network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. Almost time to get into map number 3 here in this very fun series between Paris Legion and the LA Thieves. But first, got to talk about our Zennies, baby. I got my Zennies on today, and I'm feeling fine. And you can also get your Zennies for whatever team that you support over on their website. We've got the whole teams covered, and don't forget description as well, my four-eyed friends. If you need them, go over to the Zenny websites. Get your blocks. They do really help. I'll tell you, man. And don't like them migraines. These bad boys got me covered. There we go. A fun. Very fun series, I will say, for both these teams, for Thieves and Legion chance. Mate, we've got ourselves a control coming up next, but I want to go back into the search for just a brief moment there. John, got to give John a bit of love, man. He has really been one of the deciding factors for the LA Thieves in a while. We have seen that ace, it was a lot of fun. I mean, we do want to talk a bit about the changes he's made to the squad transfer, right? He's had a big impact on the team. He's a champ, man. He's a true world champ. Let's have a little look at the team in general ever since John joined that roster. What do you think?
I mean, again, it's obviously very early on to make any sort of like concrete analysis, but I mean, if you're looking at the KDs, they have gotten a little bit better, and it is against some pretty difficult competition that they have had to go against where they are putting up some bigger numbers. So, I mean, again, I think the biggest way to look at it is, one, you get a win over New York, which is a phenomenal win to get, and you sort of go toe-to-toe against FaZe. Admittedly, they're playing some fresh maps, and you still get the loss towards the end, but I think we saw enough the other day that there is certainly the opportunity for this team to pop off, potentially be one of the best teams in the world, to look for one of the wins at the final 2 tournaments of the year. Maybe. But that being said, as it stands now, they got to get through Paris, man. I mean, they just ended up losing around 11, where for the most part throughout that raid S&D, they sort of got bullied out. So we can't be thinking too long term for this team yet. Still got to take it 1 series at a time. 1 series at a time. And again, for Paris, it's 1 round at a time, evidently. They were 5-3 before things got a little spicy for them. What will they do now, though, in control? Again, we are staying on raid for this map number 3, Paris Legion, on the verge of eventually taking the series. Riding that momentum again. Call of Duty, a very momentum-based game. Going now into a control game mode. We should be seeing some fun stuff. But again, Thieves' recent form has been exciting. Did not have a very good series, or a very good map, I suppose, against Atlanta FaZe, especially on control. But let's see how we go. Paris Legion, LA Thieves, map number 3. We're all tied up 1-1. And after this, it'll be 2-1. But which team will it be? Let's find out. Too many questions that we need to have answered, and maybe too much time before we get there. But hey, so it goes on this raid control. Opening breaks always are going to be a massive factor, and similar stuff towards the search and destroy. It's Kenny that, at least for a moment, sort of that lone defender. Zaptius is looking to hunt down, and well, he connects with that first kill. Not too much of an opening though, because well, the flank is going to be in, as well as Slasher piecing kids from up in the window. Zaptius gets hunted down, and that retake from Thieves was perfect.
You see the whole B side of the map, the top side of the map, again, that you're very familiar with now, friends. Our 3rd outing to raid here is all safe. And he with a big one there through the grey van, cuts those kills down. Zaptius back on the point. It's on the John, 3-1 so far, right off the rip. You do have Paris now on the point. Scraps and Zaptius getting a quick cap. First segment gone, kills going their way. This is a good bit of work. We are still going to see those players there maintaining presence here on the A zone. Scraps is going to stay there. Here come the rest of the squad. Then makes his way through mid, actually, and cuts off the reinforcements. So Thieves worrying about that B zone as well. They still have to contend with Temp, while the A zone is now completely secured.
And this is back to the standard, right? Pro teams obviously very happy to give up A and make sure that they just keep like bedroom control, keep that middle of the map control for as long as they need to. Thieves, though, maybe have a counting problem. It seems like they might have thought that they got all 4. Meanwhile, Scraps still behind enemy lines, so there might be an opportunity for him to make a play, or you might just get spawn killed relentlessly, as Drazah has lived inside their base, but Aqua clears him out. And now it's a fight for bedroom control, as Scraps has managed to flank his way all the way across the map and is now starting to pick up some more kills.
A couple of sweet kills going his way. We're starting to get themselves onto B. Drazah with a discipline. He waited there for Scraps to truly be, close enough to getting away to basketball for getting a kill, but still Aqua there on the point, now starting to get the time for himself. Slasher trying to find his way forward, trying to get these cleanup kills. We've got a lot of fights still happening on the mid side of the map, and Paris Legion are winning them, so they better get the gear going. Slowly but surely, that first segment closing out here on B, and there it is. Temp now through window. You got a lot of Parisian players here on the point, and John cut down again. Paris looking very strong in the offensive chance. They just keep the kills coming.
Keep the kills coming, but they need one more, and Aqua, he provides. Taking down Kenny, that is going to be the opener. His teammates have a fairly quick run to the point to help him out. Might need a little bit of coverage, though, because this challenge coming in from basketball might come sooner rather than later, but that's where Aqua turns his attention. He finds the kills. Temp there for the clearance over towards Cutout, and it looks like they might be good to clear up this offensive round. Bar a miraculous play from someone on Thieves that Kenny, the lone man, trying to make it, but no time for him to make it work, and Paris Legion keeping the ball rolling. Get a clean win on offense. That was great plays from start to finish.
Not the greatest start. You know, their opening wasn't as handed as it could have been, but man, they managed to run that mid-game so well. A capture was great, and then pretty decisive over to B, man. There wasn't a lot of strength there in the LA Thieves defense, but here we go. See what Paris has got on defense now. We're going to see LA Thieves trying to now capture those zones. Good fun control, mate. This does actually kind of feel like a game 5, doesn't it? I'm getting them vibes, but who knows? They may have cursed it one way or the other. Here we go, though, towards B for the LA Thieves. 2 players making their way through mid. May well get into a bit of a fist fight towards that art side of the map, but no, Temp's going to get it. A's all clear, but you should be able to get a couple of players for the LA Thieves onto that B zone.
And keep in mind, if B zone is the one that's a little bit more difficult to get, I think Thieves are going to be happy for the fact that you just had, basically a triple stack over towards A on defense for Paris. You turn in this couple kills, I mean, the first tick of progression nearly already through. Admittedly, though, for the Thieves, they've left John by himself on point, so it's not like this progress is going quickly. And, well, you buy him enough time, pretty much everyone from Paris has been able to swarm on the hill, and they have gotten all the kills as well. Maybe a missed opportunity for a stack on the point there, but Drazah right now trying to keep the play alive. And those are clean shots, as he is now on a 4 spree.
You're not wrong. We had 3 members of the LA Thieves across there over by the B zone, but only really utilized 1 of them to capture the point. Still, though, A's pretty much done. See how fast it is when we do it together. 3 players getting the job done. John with a true Hail Mary Semtex. That's not going to hit much, but I do appreciate the efforts. Here we go, though, through back kitchen. John leading the charge, Slasher backing him up. It's just like good old days, baby. Back to BO3, and there's the kills. The trades are there. Into the back line we go, but Scraps cuts a few down from kitchen side. Nice shots. There's a minute 50 left to play with. We've got 1 segment gone at B, 2 more left to play with. 23 to 21. LA Thieves leading in the life count.
And I just got to say, by the way, from watching John's POV, like, he looks snappy. Like, he looks good. Movement crisp and clean as well. So it's not like one of the old heads coming back and having some movement from the old days. John, certainly ready for the fights. Talk about ready for the fights, by the way. I thought Zaptius was dead to rights, but he had the cover from Scraps to take down Slasher. But a very scattered map we have for the moment.
Oh, my God.
Paris Legion, though, able to find a couple kills, and the defensive hold still going to be strong with or without that bedroom control.
You got Slasher up there. Scraps is letting him have it there through the wood board. Aqua through Tiki. Nice centering. Good shots from Slasher. Here comes the rest of the Thieves. Drazah and John. Woo! Flying on the point. Here we go. Now we got bodies stacked on. This is a good look now for the Thieves. Drazah and John. Submachine guns onto the point. Zaptius from up high. Scraps. Perfect pinch. And just like that, the attackers are gone. They couldn't get the second segment closed out. You still have Kenny there on the point. The reinforcements now moving forward. Scraps just trying to find an opening. Kenny's going to slam the door shut. 3 in a row for him right now. A quick dip. Refreshing as ever. Back on towards the point. Trying to get the last bit of the segment chance. They can't close out B. And the clock's still ticking.
And they just need to slow down just a little bit and find some kills. They are worried about that flank coming through, and maybe worried about the flank maybe 30 seconds before it actually happens, because you can see Zaptius, he's certainly thinking about it, but Zaptius returns towards pull steps to help his teammates out on the point, but he gets caught in Thieves. Well, this is what they need. 3 players now looking towards the front of the hill, but 2 of them going to fall. Drazah, the last one standing, and he wins the gunfight. Might be good enough for the round win. He just needed to stay alive.
Teamwork, though. Kenny coming in at the right time, getting the trade come through. Scraps leading the way, does get another one, and that was incredibly close to closing out the round. Scraps, hipfire gets it done. We're staying alive. It's 15 seconds here in the round. There are no lives left for Paris Legion. But it may not matter, as the clock now ticking still. Slasher cut down. Scraps is going to hold this one down with just the hip fire of the shots at range. And here comes Kenny from the same spot. 3 seconds. Anyone from the Thieves able to get on the point for a brief moment. They stopped it. But Paris Legion with a clean sweep. They're going to get themselves another round, and it's 2-0 here in the control.
It just feels so chaotic from the Thieves' perspective, right? Like a couple players, like if you can just stay alive for a few more seconds in a corner, just wait for your teammates a little bit longer, and times you're challenging outside Tiki. They were just never able to get like any sort of pure setup on the hill. There was always one thing left open. Every single time one thing was left open, Paris Legion was there to pounce on it. That is 2, maybe not so clean, but hey, you get the job done rounds in a row. You got Scraps on a 5er. You turn this into score streaks. That game is pretty much done and dusted. Scraps just looking for 2 more.
I'll see if he can get it. 17-9, Matty Marshall.
Oh dear.
No,
well, that's yeah.
We haven't seen one of those in a while. Oh, it never gets any easier to watch. Oh, it never gets any less funny as well, though, for the opponents. I'll bet it's a treat to see in the kill feed going forward. But there you have it. LA Thieves are going to press the advantage. What is it about raid and nading each other? There we go. 2 players now for Paris through the bedroom. Kenny, damage in. How many can he get? The answer is not a single one, though. Slasher doesn't get a thing either. Shooting now at Ghosts as they make their way over towards the B zone. And Paris Legion may have had an explosive start in a very friendly sense, but now Mack will try to make up for it. We've still got those players on B. Dapius making the slow and steady capture. Kenny, though, coming through now, trying to deal the damage. Can't get it done. First segment gone. And this is not a bad start, all things considered. Chance for Paris Legion here in the 3rd round.
And this is also a couple gunfights where Kenny, it's almost like he is the SMG in hand. He's the guy trying to make those like close quarters plays, but they are getting picked apart. This round started off in the worst possible way for Paris Legion. They have converted that into capturing the more difficult point, and now they get 1 minute and 55 seconds on the clock just to try to capture A. I mean, this is very much the battle. As soon as you get a couple kills, and if you can spawn these players out, for Thieves, it'll be such a long run back to this actual point. Scraps, he finds that first kill.
I mean, that's 4 in a row. That's 21-9. Scraps is on an absolute blinder right now. Making their way now through spawn of the LA Thieves. The whole Paris region roster. Slash is going to be the first player to get eyes on someone, hopefully. But it's going to be Scraps. Does take him down, stops the spree. Now Slasher. Can he take any more with him? Aqua's going to finally slow them down. Kenny now eyes on. 1 minute 19 on the clock. Stopped just before we get that kill into the player there on A. You've still got a lot of Parisian presence here towards the A zone. They've still got players in laundry, and they're still trying to keep this play alive chance.
And speaking of staying alive, Thieves, they need to stay alive, right? And a couple players are going to fall, and you are going to spawn so far away from the hill, it is insane. Kenny, the only player for the Thieves that is anywhere near this hill to try to take these gunfights. And again, he's forced in a situation where he's got the Krig, but he's got to fly and Zappius, picking him apart with a 74U. Scraps with the Krig, winning the gunfights in the hill. And Paris Legion, after the round 11, waltz into the control and dominate it with a 3-0 win.
A calamity in that 3rd round there. LA Thieves, they had every advantage going their way, and Paris walk all over them in the control. They take the lead in the series. It's now 2-1, and I mean, if anything, it's just that LA Thieves certainly have a lot of work to do there in the control game mode. But for Paris, that was I would say a very confident map. Very, very strong stuff in offense and defense, even with that sort of unfortunate nade start there in the 3rd round. You've got to be feeling good. And that man on your screen, Scraps, absolutely huge in the kills department. Matty Marshall got to be feeling himself, and with damn good reason.
And you know, I know the idea is like one of the most dangerous men/teams you could face is one with nothing to lose, and I think that applies for Paris and the Search and Troy. They played with ridiculous confidence because they have nothing to lose, but I don't know how much that applies to Control. They just kind of smacked them around. Like from the Thieves' perspective, again, everything sort of felt chaotic. The gunfights, you're not taking favor once through the course of it. They were never able to truly get set up. And the fact that you have a round where Scraps is playing for streaks, you immediately don't have to worry about those. Had the double nade come through on like the Cell team for Paris, and they still find a way to win that round. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Absolutely absurd. Well, friends, there we go. That's going to be the raid portion of the series complete. We're going to throw to a quick commercial break because we've got to pack our bags. We're going all the way over to Apocalypse. We've got a hard point coming up next. Don't want to miss it. Made it, everyone. Put your shoes on. We're ready to go. Apocalypse Hardpoint now awaits Paris Legion versus the LA Thieves. And after what was a disastrous round of control there, we do see Paris Legion take the lead here in the series. 6-5 in the raid, a super exciting one, and 250 to 230 in that first raid hardpoint going the way of LA. Also, an extremely exciting map to watch. But now we go to Apocalypse, and chance, mate, it could be over here. You never know. If we get to that Moscow Search and Destroy, that's one thing. We're now looking at the hardpoint KDs for the LA Thieves so far this season. It was looking better, chance, but what's going on here now? Huh? What's going on?
Well, I mean, not even in terms of the KDs, but just hardpoint specifically. If you're looking to match up for Thieves in Paris, Thieves ordinarily will have the edge in almost every single map that we played. One of the only exceptions to that is Apocalypse, is what we have for the next map. Paris only 2-2 on the map, so it's nothing insane, but on the flip side for the Thieves, 1-5 on APOC, and admittedly they pulled away with the victory in map 1, but it was not done in dominant fashion. It was like a 20-point game towards the end. And I gotta say, after watching the last two maps, Thieves, in a certain sense, just look a little bit deflated. And it's not like the player cams are instilling me with a great deal of confidence going into the next map. And on the flip side for Paris, the team with nothing to lose. And with their first two map wins they have in the entire stage, right? They had to come out and play Atlanta and OpTic for their first two series and got 3-0'd very quickly out of this series as well. So those two teams just took care of the business, right? Team towards the bottom of the league, just beat them, move on with the day. Thieves are now in a very struggled position where they got to make the comeback. Now, good news for the Thieves, if you get to map 5, and it's Moscow. They have been undefeated on that map with Slasher. They were fantastic just the other day, but you got to get there first. And again, looking at those records, this is the only map in the entire series Paris, you could argue, had the edge.
They got the edge. Will they be able to use it? That's going to be the real question here as we get into map number 4 here in this series. Paris Legion, you win it here on Apocalypse, you get to stay at home or go home smiling. The LA Thieves, that excitement or that faith or that promise they had is slowly but surely starting to dwindle, I would imagine, in some of the fans' eyes. I know it is for me right now. I was a big fan after that Atlanta matchup, and now shaky start here in the series, but plenty still to play for. As we go to Apocalypse, that opening hardpoint, always a mess, and I mean a bloody mess indeed. Drazah trying to keep the flank open, but now it all falls down to Kenny. The spawns have already flipped.
Spawn flip. Yeah, I was going to say, that was perfect. Also, more Krigs than I was expecting off the rip, but maybe that's just an opening break thing for the Thieves. But you talk about the perfect opening break from the side of Paris. You flip those spawns, you get the full setup, you find all of the kills. Kenny, the last man standing immediately, and Aqua hunts him down. Half health, no care in the world. He'll challenge with the Diamante. Paris Legion, just running them over at this point. They are the Thieves' boogeyman.
Can't stop them. Won't stop. He's now trying to make their way forward, but they're just running into a brick wall of defense. Paris Legion holding the line here. Down by the trenches, it's going to be Scraps who's getting himself messy. Kenny, though, still trying to keep the play alive from upstairs, and it's the slip slide, and Kenny's going to still keep the 74U warm. The barrel's still smoking, finding a couple more. There's another to be had. Kenny on a 3 spree now, and a fast one at that, but haven't really been able to get to the hard point. Again, breaking into Temple, not an easy thing, and Kenny seemingly unkillable right now. No one has really put damage in, and we've managed to break in one of the harder hard points to break in the game.
Yeah, and shout out to John as well. I don't know if he spawned there or just found his way around back, but he ended up in a position where he was blocking spawns and he played his life. And his teammates got the kills, spawn him out. So, I mean, this is maybe trying to stop that momentum Paris Legion has, breaking a difficult hill, as you said, and holding it fairly well. I'm expecting these trades to come through, or maybe not, actually. You get Scraps posted up in the top window, trying to keep these players just out of the hill for a few moments, but maybe Thieves just making the best of a bad situation. As it stands, first 2 hills gone by, going to be about a 20-point gap between these two teams, and I would say Thieves are going to be at the new hill first, but they are currently getting swarmed. There's a lot of pressure on this new point.
Well, in that pressure, Kenny, that run comes to an end. Temp finds 2 in the kill feed. Scrap getting his 1 as well, and Zaptius was like, guys, wait for me. He's going to land the last. And here we go. Another big push now from the Thieves. Zaptius with a nice tight corner. Playing the underside of this ammunition room brilliantly over to Scraps. Damage up. Clock still ticking in favor of Paris Legion. Hardpoint all theirs. The nade's going to continue to slow them down as Matty Marshall just holds them down here. And this is another good look out of Paris. Can Slasher find something? The answer is yes. And he's still backing him up. Zaptius has Still got the coverage here as Temp. The contest now on the point, as I will say, Zaptius, man, he's having a nice map so far. 9-4, currently on a 3 spree. The rotation now underway. 15 seconds remaining chance. This is not a bad look for Paris whatsoever.
I mean, not at all. That was a super strong hold as well, right? You got Scraps making plays, some of the players down, and his teammates there for the trades inside of the hill. And on the rotation, it's Aqua finding those entry kills. Granted, he gets traded out, and Kenny trying to be the man that ends up blocking the spawns for his team. So I was expecting him to maybe wrap towards no man's. He's going straight for the hill, and maybe for good reason. Zap left one shot on point. Slasher there for the trades. And you talk about an important break on this statue hill. Kenny was putting in some work.
Putting in the work indeed. Aqua manages to get himself 3. The breaks are still good. Scraps holds the line. Paris, they've got to be feeling fantastic. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It's time to go for a quick Astra Gaming listen in. Paris Legion. Oh my god.
I hear you.
I'm gonna paint
Got one. He won already low blue. That's the closest guy, John.
I'm pushing up low.
I'm the first guy.
I go front P5.
Drazah.
I'm the first guy now.
One's low P3 on me.
I'm gonna find the rotate. John, one shot low.
Yo, two low P3.
They're hitting my low. Get ready to help me, someone.
I'm coming over here.
In the deep corner, I can take shots.
All rotating, guys. All front.
Play in the corner.
Yep.
I'm gonna nade. Don't nade if you
I flash from mid. I
got naded, Yuli. Don't nade.
Through here.
John's one shot. John's one shot. Right corner. Right corner.
Get a heavy low.
Two there.
I got one
Back.
Oh, he should be picked up. We got one's low header. I think he hasn't pushed out yet.
Mix him up you.
I'm gonna slow play front then.
I'm gonna go front mid coop. Stay in the back there.
I'm gonna help you, Coop, okay?
Still a nade. Could be back tree.
I just pushed out low.
Top TV. Yep.
Yo, he's on the truck, John. I'm about to shoot his toes if I can. I was on the truck still. Shot his toes. One shot.
Go back tree.
Back truck.
Big guy low P3.
I'm up here, Alex.
Coming up. Yeah, top.
Low P3. Top her. Kenny's low. Kenny's going front.
Top there.
Kenny's front. Yo, there's 2 there.
I need
Play
that
this
guy
time.
low.
Let's play this time.
Close, Drazah.
Drazah.
Drazah, he's weak as hell.
They're both weak.
Drazah weak as hell.
Both
Left corner. Our left corner.
left
Our
corner.
left corner.
Nice, two.
Good job. Good all this time.
I'm really weak.
Matty, come. I mean,
I'm John.
Alright, come on.
I'm no up.
Yo, me and down or
I'm
going
pushing this.
left.
I'm pushing this.
John might
He just
call me.
in the window. He saw me. He saw me.
Okay.
Let's cut back. Let's cut back.
Yeah,
Come back.
yeah,
Come
yeah,
back.
yeah.
Come back.
Low key, low key.
I'm only
going
yo,
out.
Give me a second. I have a trophy here.
Yo, one's low
You ready?
P3
You ready? I
on
can
me.
help you out. I can help you
Bro,
out.
I'm gonna try to work the right. Or throw a
One's low
short.
P3 on me.
Yeah, I fight.
Top
half
TV, I
wall.
think. I think it was top
I have
TV.
half fall.
Top TV, Austin. Dead.
Yeah,
What was it?
Three.
That's
Last
free.
guy holding left.
Last guy was half
holding
fall.
I'm doing map.
I'm playing low right. I have
You got
low right.
time,
Hold
Yuli?
this help. You would have spawned again,
Yo, I
right?
think he might hit mid coop.
I'll get
I'll
your
go
coup. Yuli, I'll get your
Okay,
coup.
back
Watch
window,
the
back
P1 cross.
I got it.
Yep. Perfect setup. Everyone just...
France, the last time I believe we heard a Paris Legion listening together on this very map, they were screaming from the rafters. Their hearts were on their sleeves, and it was as though their careers depended on it. Now, cool as a cucumber, baby. They're chilling, and with good reason. Look at the score.
Yeah, hanging out, just making the easy plays as well, right? I mean, you had a rotation towards this hill where Zap just chilling for 15 seconds, and then as soon as the hill pops, steps up and finds a 2-piece. Now you're trying to break the spawns into New and Slasher. He's going to get hunted down by Paris. Admittedly, though, Thieves still in control of the hill, but if you're thinking about the spawns for New, this is one of the moments of the game. Thieves, if they have any hope of fighting back into this, it is winning these rotation gunfights, and Paris are flooding through the far side of the map. And it looks like they might have just enough gas in the tank to take care of business. They got 3 players set up for New. Admittedly, the back spawns are not going to go their way, but you can hold this hill and deal with this back pressure. But Thieves, 3 players coming through.
Here comes the push. Thieves by 3. Kenny's going to get 2 of them. That's a nice bit of work. Zaptius, howdy doody. The shots are there. The damage players get brought down. John, the last man standing here on the point. Spawns close, though. Kenny and Drazah straight back into the fight, right on the hard point. We like to see that from the LA Thieves. Now 100 points cracked. Still trailing by about 80 now as Paris Legion set themselves up for brilliance early on here in Apocalypse hardpoint. 30 seconds remaining chance. Not going to be a hard point, an easy point to break into because it is a hard one. A hard sentence as well. Kenny finds another 2. 16 to 13 overall. 20 seconds-ish remaining here. Should be the Thieves.
And at some point, they just need to get a chain. Like, they've had 2 hills where they were, like, desperate to get a break, and they're able to convert and find the breaks for these hills, but you are still just down by a massive amount. More rotational gunfights. Looks like Aqua's going to get hunted down, and Drazah makes quick work of them. So maybe this is the moment for Thieves to chain a couple hills together, try to swing themselves back into this game. And Drazah taking a long route to go on the flank to make it happen. Now everyone from Paris effectively trapped in the pinch, and well, if you can find Zaptius, that'll take care of business, but Zap, too quick with it, pulls the Houdini act, and he finds 2, and a rotation Thieves needed to win. They cannot convert. but Kenny doesn't get caught. So this is a battle that we have had for the past couple of hills, but still pairs with a massive lead.
It's a massive lead. A lot of time still to play with. They've got a bit of a cushion to survive the fall. Scraps almost able to get a couple more kills there in mid. That would have been a delight, but you just about get that last minute break. Here we go. Thieves now with the control. Oh, sorry, Paris with the control. Thieves on the push. They do have map presence set up, though, for the next hard point, which is a good thing. But again, we are getting towards the business end here. John with a last minute break, last minute time going their way. Very, very important, because again, it is first to 250. And Paris Legion, they are getting very close to it.
And they're trying to set up the potential long pinch as well, right? I don't know if Temp's going to come flying through, or maybe Temp will come flying through. I was thinking he should wait a bit and let his teammates try to go for a flank, but Paris getting shot down for the moment. Kenny might lose that gunfight, but he was so far pushed up that he'll be respawned, ready to go to help his teammates out. Slasher inside the point. He's got the help from his teammates. He knows where to look. There's a bunch of pressure being poured in through Coop and John. Unfortunate for him, those mistakes were made. Not a fun thing to look at in the kill feed, and that opens things up for the break. Paris have found their way through.
They're in. Temp's the only one on the point, though. There's the final kill. Stopping the time now, ticking their way. Drazah's 3 in a row. A helpful one at that. Here comes number 4. John manages to get it with a trophy, but still, Thieves head on a swivel right now. They're trying to identify these attackers and deal with them as quickly as they can. Kenny, Drazah lighting up the kill feed. You've managed to get yourself Kenny to the point as well. Time going their way. Map control in the hands of the Thieves as well. This game is not over yet.
And this might just come down to this next hill, right? If Paris gets the break, obviously that'll be the game for him. And Thieves, they're here first, but they're getting swarmed. John wins a couple nice ones, but Drazah, who's trying to watch the trenches side, he might find the kill, but they have lost the spawns. They lose the important gunfight, and now it is just a foot race towards the point. Paris Legion, they got 3 players inside, and Drazah can't make the hero play. You try to flood in through trenches, and you get shot down. Paris Legion deflating any momentum Thieves thought they might have been able to get and end up dominating them in a 3-1 victory. What a ridiculous way to start our Sunday.
Oh my word, what an upset that is. Nobody saw this one coming as Paris Legion a 3-1. A game 4 Apocalypse going their way, if not for that opening hardpoint, which was a close one as well. This could have been a 3-0, and that is not an ideal result for the LA Thieves. We were giving them such high praise after their brilliant series against the Atlanta FaZe, and just like that, the wind has been sucked from their sails. That is a tough one, but for Paris Legion, kudos, my friends, going into the major again. This road, a long and winding one at that, is going to be a good look. As the continued form improves for the Legion players, but for the LA Thieves, again, back to the drawing board once again. 3-1, your final score. Paris Legion, vous allez.
And look, you know, I don't have my armchair psychology degree, but even like the map before that, Thieves just look straight up out of the game. I mean, just deflated in person. I don't know if their comms are still on point for that last map, but I mean, Paris Legion just woke up this morning and just chose violence. They took them to task, and gotta give credit where credit is due. 1, for the play calls in the search and destroy. Everybody from Paris on point through and through. Even Zafty is balled out on the Apocalypse. He had himself a phenomenal game, but I mean, you had clutch players and clutch kills across the board from Paris at different times. That is one of the best series they have had in months.
Great look. Great look for them. Again, we have our scuff player of the game now waiting in the wings. We're going to see Temp doing his thing. Heads up plays all the way through that series. Great stuff again out of Paris as a whole. Ladies and gentlemen, your scuff player of the game. Temp going on an absolute run.
And I'm just trying to even remember when this happened, right? Like, this is the setup over towards the Statue Hill. So Temp, he's just that island player, the cutoff man. And again, you find kills like that, you're spawning them so far out and away from any of the action. I mean, that just is depressing when you're spawning up back temple, trying to work yourself over towards the Statue Hill with 30 seconds left on it. So, hey, big plays from Temp, big plays from Zaptius through and through. The SMGs had themselves a phenomenal Apocalypse. And again, the one map Paris Legion might have had an advantage on completely took care of business there in map 4. What a wild series, Miles.
That's a big surprise. Again, looking at the road to the major now for Paris Legion, surprises abound. Chicago and FaZe obviously take them both down 0-3, and that was a big turnaround moment there. New York Subliners up next, followed by the Ravens towards the very end of the road. But an interesting turn of events as everything here is being turned on its head in the road to stage 5. And for the LA Thieves, well, you beat the New York Subliners, you beat the Ravens, you have an amazing series against Atlanta FaZe, and then you lose 3-1 to Paris Legion. WTF. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. We will see, though, what will happen against Chicago OpTic later on, the 24th. That's going to be another fun one, but God knows what kind of result we're going to get there for the LA Thieves, as everything is up in the air as the league once again has been turned on its head. And if you think I'm saying it, wait till you see the social soundboard powered by Astro. I'm sorry, this one comes from Jake, who says, can we talk about the absolute chaos that the Ravens of Paris have done to NYSL and LA Thieves? You ain't wrong. And the Caminator saying these teams not making champs are really throwing a spanner in the works. You're not wrong, mate. It is insane right now as these players and teams turning everything around. But they're talking about champs, talking about playoffs. This is what it's all about. And you can be there, friends. Tickets are still available. They are now on sale for the playoffs and championship Sunday. Live at the Galen Center there on August 19th to the 22nd. Go to callofduty.com/championship-weekend. That is championship-weekend. Find out more. Grab your tickets. We'll see all of you there. Can't wait to get back to that one. Chance, what is going on in the league right now, mate? What is going on?
I mean, I think, like, we've been talking about, I mean, pretty much for years now, but especially so this year, it is the most competition we have had in Call of Duty history. And these are the teams towards the bottom just shaking things up right before the major kicks in and taking down some of those teams towards the top. That means New York, now that they've gotten beat by London, has some soul searching to do. And now the exact same thing could be said for the Thieves. It was very strange watching them, even just in the cams, watching the gameplay not quite on point in a series where they very much needed to be completely on point. So just a mix-up, a monkey wrench in the whatever the idiom is. I have no idea, but certainly an interesting Stage 5 we have had so far.
It has indeed been a bit of a wild one. If you'd have told me that these guys would have been beating LA Thieves, I'd have told you to go flashbang yourself. But Donnie Temps feeling good. Our Game Fuel Victory Spotlight coming up after the break. Lottie's talking to Temp. Can't wait to hear what he's got to say about this series, friends. We'll be back after this break.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Mountain Dew Game Fuel. Pre-order the new Courageous Sherbet flavor now on GameFuel.com while supplies last. Tournament audio and team listen-ins are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League.
Hello everybody and welcome to your Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. Joining me I have Temp from Paris Legion. First of all, man, congratulations on the dub. Way to get it done. 3-1 against LA Thieves. Now, this was a little bit of a redemption match for you specifically because obviously you're playing your old team. Does it feel pretty good to get that dub across the board against LA Thieves?
It feels good to get a dub across against my old team. Obviously, this match means a lot for them and not that much for us, so it's kind of bittersweet in that sense. But obviously, it still feels good to beat your old teammates, and I may get to rub it in a little bit. So.
Yeah, you definitely get to rub it in just a little bit, especially with that scoreline. Now, speaking of the scoreline and the way that, you know, the match kind of played out, the vetoes, bit of a strange one for LA Thieves and what they chose. Were you a little bit surprised when you saw the maps coming into this series?
Not at all, in my opinion. We super struggle on raid. Like, we haven't won a raid hardpoint since I've joined this team. So that was a great pick by them first map. Even though we had good side off the rip, we still lost. So I think that was a good pick. After that, I mean, in their eyes, they're the better team. They're just gonna pick their better maps, but they just didn't perform. They just didn't play well today. So we took the dub.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, you definitely did perform to say, I would say, to say the least, to be honest. You guys were looking absolutely ridiculous out there. Now, you're kind of playing spoiler, like you said. It's bittersweet because you have won here, but unfortunately you're not going to champs. So what is it like playing spoiler at this moment in time? And where's your head at as a team and your mindset, obviously finishing the last part of stage 5?
It's not fun. I'm being honest. It's really not fun. I mean, even this, like, you should be happy. You should be, like, on cloud 9 once you beat a team like LA Thieves, but you know, we're just gonna try to do our best. You know, it's been mentally super tough on us, and I'm just proud of us to get a dub through all of it. So just gonna try to do our best and make a run at Major 5.
Definitely. I respect you so much for your honesty there. I respect you as a team, and you know, congratulations. That win was fantastic. So I appreciate your time so much, Temp. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, Temp. You know, it is bittersweet. It is, it's difficult to get out there and play, but I tell you what, I gotta say, London, Paris, boy, these guys are really enjoying kind of turning some teams' worlds upside down as they go through this final stage here. They may not be going to champs, but they're gonna make the road a little harder for those that are gonna be going. But I tell you what, we do have our Game Fuel marquee match coming up very shortly. It's gonna be OpTic versus Atlanta FaZe. This is an absolute banger, and you don't want to miss it. We'll see you after the break.
Welcome back to our Game Fuel marquee match. We've got Atlanta FaZe going up against OpTic Chicago. A shot of all 8 players as they get ready to rock and roll. And Joe, I am very much dressed like I'm on a vacation in Hawaii or something today. I don't know why I went with this, but how are you doing over there?
I'm doing well. Yeah, maybe those are the flowers in Minnesota. I don't know, but I'm doing well. It does look good, but hopefully
I broke
we have a good
Joe
match
already.
here.
I broke Joe already. No, But Joe, I'm hoping for that too, because you think about the last couple of times they played, it was 3-0s in about 40 minutes. So they have not been very competitive. We're hoping for that here, but let's meet our Game Fuel featured player, who is going to be none other than Dashy, the Phenom, running the second AR for this OpTic Chicago team. And when he has been brilliant, they've found a whole lot more success, Joe.
No, 100%. You're going to need Dashy here today. But he's been, the consistent factor for them. Just being one of the best players in the world just all year long. And I think really, throughout Stage 4 and what we saw at Major 4, he's kind of slowed down at times when he's figured it out. He's figured out his pacing. I think there were times where maybe he would over-challenge, and you'll still see that. But he's really started, I think, to know when is the right time to really play with that pace and when is it. And you can see right there, that hard point and control, those respawns, number 2 and number 4.
Absolutely. Yeah, can he get some of that here? Because it's going to be a very, very tough matchup. When you think about the ARs on the other side and Cellium and Arcitys. But at times, maybe that's been, I don't know, the weakness for FaZe, if there has been any. Maybe there's a chance for him to take advantage of that if he can get hot with Formal. But let's get into this. Let's start to meet our teams. First off, we're going to take a look at OpTic Chicago.
Mighty keeps it going. Formal looking fantastic. Envoy slaying his way through. Scump from up high, the king. I'm out here doing what they thinking is irrational. Really starting to run that score up. I'm gonna make it bad. Make it bad, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, OpTic Gaming are back. Chicago are a force to be reckoned with.
Let's take a look at the squad as Dashy, Envoy, Formal, and Scump look to get locked and loaded. And Joe, we think this is a big one, even in the sense of if OpTic Chicago don't win this. We've talked a lot in the history of Call of Duty about mental blocks and how difficult it can be when a team is just thrashing you over and over again to get past that. And, for a lot of times, the OpTic dynasty, they were a mental block for teams. Here, it just feels like they need to show they can compete, right?
I mean, that's it. I look at Stage 5, but I'll also look at Champs, Playoffs, whatever you want to call it. The fact is that, say OpTic have a matchup, either at Major 5 deep into the tournament or at that final event of the year, you would hope that they have a match to look on and say, okay, we played these guys close, we can fix a couple of these mistakes, and we're good to go. We know we can compete. The last 2 matches, though, it has been the complete opposite. It has been a 6-0. They have been 35, 40-minute series. They need to be better here.
100%. I totally and utterly agree. I don't even care if you win it. It just has to be competitive. Show you can hang with FaZe. Speaking of FaZe, let's meet the team on the other side of this matchup. Let's check them out. Atlanta FaZe.
The game has turned on its head. Run! Run! Get onto the point! Cellium finds himself 2 more. Oh, baby! Absolutely slayed it. What a magnificent comeback from Atlanta.
Atlanta FaZe, the all-star squad, they have been the team to beat. Since the inaugural year of the CDL, it feels like if there is going to be a grand final, this team is going to be in it. This team is more than likely going to win it. Oh, if you look at this here, aBeZy, Arcitys, Cellium, Simp, they have been so strong. They have dominated this matchup. And now it's just a time where, don't take the foot off the gas. Look to improve where you can. The big money is on the line coming around the corner. But let's check out our game fuel keys to victory now. We're going to kick it off with Atlanta FaZe.
Well, the first thing for me is their S&D dominance. They have beaten OpTic 4-0. The leading OpTic players have a .78. If that tells you anything, it has been as one-sided as it can get. Cellium, he is the difference maker. When you look at this team, when they are winning, Cellium is at his best, right? And that is when this Atlanta FaZe team is winning. When he's losing, you know what? They tend to struggle a little bit more. So keep your eyes on Cellium. And while they're 11-1 in the last 12 controls, limit the momentum earned by opponents. Staying strong on defensive. It's a #1 defense going up against the #3 offense when you look at control. And it's just really how they allow controls to stay under, their control. They don't allow things to get out of hand. They have such a strong defense.
You don't say. Control is important in control. What do you know?
Yeah.
But that'll do it for the game fuel keys to victory on one side. Let's take a look at the game fuel keys to victory now for OpTic, and take me through what you're really thinking for them.
Well, right out of the gates, I look at that form. I think he has like a 1.43, I want to say, in hardpoint throughout stage number 5. And what we saw in the last matchup against LATs for Atlanta FaZe is Cell and Arcitys had a slow series. If that happens, Formal needs to come alive and take advantage of that. Win an early map. Again, mentally, they need to show that they compete against FaZe. We've talked about that. And then limit aBeZy's first blood or officially trade them afterwards. They have to force even numbers in Search and Destroy. This guy is #1 in the league in first bloods. He is going to get them. He got them last year. He will get them for years to come. But expect it and be ready for the trade. If he's going to play that aggressive, you have to force the 3v3s right afterwards.
Well, let's now take a look at the quick scope presented by Scuff. We'll kind of check that out now the year is gone for both of these teams. Yes, FaZe is going to be #1 in just about every category based on how their year has gone, but I don't know. I mean, you talk about the Search and Destroys, but with how lopsided the series has been, is there a specific mode you really have your eye on that OpTic's going to have to try and get the upper hand?
I look at map #1. Moscow hardpoint is a mode. I just need to see them get on the board, right? You can get to a hardpoint, you can get some maybe momentum going. And then one interesting one is raid control. We probably have two of the titans in terms of raid control. You throw Toronto Ultra in there. I mean, Chicago's 13-7, Atlanta FaZe is 15-2. Interesting enough, you'll look at map 2, Miami Search and Destroy. That is one that OpTic has not played since the first time these two teams met, which was a long time ago. And for Atlanta FaZe, they haven't played a lot of. So Atlanta FaZe is sticking with that strategy of we're experimenting during group stage. We're going to try to expand that map pool for the end of the year. That is not stopping here.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I saw they picked Miami Search and they picked Apocalypse Hardpoint, I was like, okay, they're still trying to work on the stuff that is maybe a vulnerability. It's not that they're really bad at it. They're just sitting around 50-50. Well, 50-50 exactly. 3-3 on Miami, 5-5 on Apocalypse. So it's trying to get that maybe closer to their other modes where they're winning them, 70, 80, 90% of the time. This map 1, he said it, lots of pressure here. You feel like this is where OpTic need to come in, maybe strike first, get control of the series, and just help them maybe believe they have what it takes to take this team the distance.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, 10-6 for OpTic Chicago, and you get put in sort of a, when you look at the vetoes, what are you going to play against Atlanta FaZe? Are you going to play them on a Garrison? That's a tough one to play on. I know that's a good map for OpTic, but you kind of get sort into a decision of, do we play Moscow? Do we play Raid? Moscow has been one of the go-tos for OpTic, so we're seeing it here.
Well, I think you've said it best sometimes in trying to play against FaZe. Like, you want aBeZy flying at you 20 times a game, not 40. A map like Moscow just inherently slows it down a little bit.
Yeah, slows it down a little bit, but it's still a really good start for Atlanta FaZe right off the get-go. And we've seen teams just rack up a lot of time, but what OpTic has done a really good job of in the past is sort of breaking into that P2. Scump and Formal coming down the escalators, able to find a couple of kills. Now they're going to start to earn some time, and you see Formal just working that lower street, making Arcitys have to worry about him.
Well, Arcitys able to pick that up, and what was it, Mutineers we saw yesterday that was breaking this second hardpoint so well, just with that pinch from top and bottom, taking their time, kind of spreading the defense thin, and eventually getting the break. It looks like almost everybody, they're going to work this entirely from the bottom side of it if you are OpTic. So a lot different from the breaks and chances we saw yesterday when we were watching this map. Let's see what they're able to do from this spot. So far, Arcitys is picking it up, and he's picking it up beautifully. Going to put down 2. The next fight will likely fall to Simp near the hard point. You see that #1 on the minimap in Formal starting to push up the map.
Yeah, if that's anyone else but Formal, maybe you have Simp in a one-on-one. You can get some contest time, but Formal knows he's not going to slide out against a 74U. He has to wait for his teammates off a spawn. Arcitys, though, just waiting for the teammates from OpTic to get pushed on up. He knows he's on 4 in a row, maybe a chance to earn some early streaks, but OpTic, right off of the spawn, Envoy, he's able to find a 4 in a row of his own as he just bullies his way in, able to earn some of that scrap time, at least split the time. They're about to take the lead, but this forces a rotation across the map.
They get a nice break. They get that bit of a streak for Envoy. We'll see if he can build anything behind it. The only person really on the other side of the map is going to be Scump. We'll see if he can win his one. Him and aBeZy both light each other up, but both going to stay up for now. Some of the reinforcements for OpTic Chicago starting to get across the map as well. Next hardpoint is popping. Nobody inside of it yet. Everybody focused on the fight at hand. Finally, FaZe going to get into it, and aBeZy going to find the opener.
Yeah, they're taking their time, though. They know they spawn one out. That's going to be Simp. So they have a 3 versus 3 by this hill. Now it's going to come down to a 2v2. Simp, though, off spawn. He's going to cut down Scump, but Envoy still alive. 5 in a row. They win the battle for the spawns. He's going to get right on that point. Well, he's going to try to. He's got to take his time because he does not want to die. He knows how important score streaks can be for them to win this map.
He's just trying to dodge everything, but unfortunately, as he tries to dodge the nade, he gets right into the POV of Simp. He had Formal on 5 in a row as well. Both players going to drop, so no streak's going to be coming through quite yet. But a lead change. Is OpTic now start to build on it once again. It's a tight game. It's around 10 points separating both of these teams. So now let's look at the bottom of the minimap as Arcitys does pick up 2. We'll focus on the bus hard point. The point man, once again, going to be Envoy.
Well, really, what's been the trend of this, right? It's Atlanta FaZe just kind of rotating early, getting into the setup, and OpTic having to break. And they've done a good job splitting these hills. But sooner or later, Atlanta FaZe is going to strike. It's so difficult to constantly rely on those breaks. Maybe here is that time as aBeZy finds another multi-kill. You see the split spawns coming in. Cellium not aware of that quick pinch. And maybe another opportunity here as Scump and Envoy going to get pushed up.
Well, as OpTic start to push up the map, we'll focus on the tail end of this hard point. And as we get into the second set of rotations, let's get right into an Astro Gaming listen-in with OpTic Chicago.
One time, just... on time, Alexx. First, right. He's left side. Spawning tree still, spawning tree still.
Yeah, I'm hitting out the mid.
Yo, what? I'm going rack.
They're mid already, Abe weak, they're mid. He's going to Eskies. He's going to Eskies.
You guys should drop Eskies maybe?
We spawn back.
I'm holding.